Hello friends, welcome to Flosstube number 29. I am so glad you're here today. This is October 31st, I believe, 2025. I'm so glad you're here. If you're new, welcome. I hope you'll feel like you enjoy it and want to come back. And if you do, subscribe, like, comment. If you're returning, hello my friends. It has been 3 weeks. It seems like it's been 3 months because it has been a long 3 weeks, but hello. I hope your October has been a calm one. I'm sorry I sound cruddy because I'm getting over crud. I'm gonna try not to sniff too much because I know I'm a sniffer. I haven't been coughing very much, but I've already restarted a couple times because of a little tickle. So, hello. We have had quite a ride. We've done a little bit of traveling. We've had some sad events. We've had some illness, some Graham situation, but here we are. And it's a good day. It's a good day. The sun is shining after quite a bit of rain the last few days, but it's a beautiful day here in Ohio. I'm in Dayton, Ohio, and this is a place that I like to talk to you about all my hobbies, which include cross stitch, which is my major one, but knitting and crochet have really come along. Quilting, sewing. Anything else? My husband's home. Sorry about the clomping you're going to hear upstairs. We're kind of an open concept house, so you can hear things. I've tried to warn him to shh. Since I already showed you, can I stand up and show you? I finished my sweater. This is the No Frills sweater by Petite Knits. I started it in May. I restarted it in May. It is so soft. I love it so much. Can you see it? It's not perfect. Oh, that was a terrible place to show you. That it wasn't pretty. I don't even care. Look at it. This is fingering weight yarn from Legacy Fiber Arts. I always forget the exact name of the color, but it's something about lavender. Lavender Fields, I think. Held double with mohair. Vanilla bean mohair, also from Legacy Fiber Arts. And I really love it. I'm sorry you can't see it very well. Maybe I'll stop and readjust, but before I do, I want to show you one more thing I made. And then I'm going to readjust the screen a little bit. I took a class on making a quilt jacket, and I did it. Okay, I'm going to put it on and show you. It was a 3-part class, and I only got to go to 1 part of the class. I'm sorry about my chair, but look. I posted it on Instagram. Excuse me. She messaged because she was sick and I was sick, so we didn't finish, but she asked what kind of closures. I'm not somebody who ever snaps or buttons a coat, so I think I'm okay. And it's really more of a jacket. And then I think I want to add pockets, maybe with this. But look, we did it hooded. And she custom made the pattern for me. Hold on. And custom created the pattern. She has a lot of sewing experience. So it's a raglan sleeve design. So it's got the drop sleeve, which made it very easy to construct. Because I'm 5'1", sleeves are always too long for me, etc. So my sleeves are the perfect length. The construction is such that the binding of the quilt did all the finished edges. So this was part of the binding. Now, the placement, I fussy cut the flower, and then we cut off part of the binding and seamed it here on the sleeve. Same with the hood. That's the original binding that we just cut off, and the front and the bottom. Isn't it fun? She uses flat felt seams, which mine aren't beautiful, but it's okay. It's my first time and I don't mind. So I am so happy with it. So happy with it. This quilt was not my first try. I'm gonna show you. I had gone to an event in Dayton that happens 3 times a year. It's called Charm at the Farm. And I found a cutter quilt that I really love, which is this one. And can you see how fun the binding, which would have been such fun sleeves, but the binding is in such bad shape that I just couldn't find, I was just, I don't know, maybe now that I've done it, I'll be okay with a tattered binding to use. So this is going to be my next one. But I have lots of quilt pieces left from my original, this one. And so I still think I might want to put pockets on. And there's still some of the tattered parts on it. I don't care. I love it. I love it. I've already worn it twice. Kind of feels like a cozy sweatshirt. I wore it to Indiana to visit grandkids. And my granddaughter goes, "It looks like you're wearing a blanket." I said, "Well, kind of am." But she said, "But I like it." I said, "Okay, good." Another finish I have. I had shown you last time, a couple times ago, that I bought these cute little jean jackets for my youngest two granddaughters, Stella and Ruby. And my daughter Alyssa had found these applique pieces at Goodwill. And I thought they would be so cute on little jackets for them. So I attached them and then I used Chenille it. Because Tiger Lily is a brilliant designer and she used it on her last class for Harvest Moon hangout for her bag. And so I did this. I haven't really scrunched it up very much yet. I've already given Ruby hers. This is going to be for Stella. But isn't that so fun? And you know, I have the jean jacket. I did one for myself. So I'm kind of hoping we can match one day when they're together. So that was another finish. Another one. I think I had stitched the piece to this, but I hadn't fully finished it. And I got on that. Look at this. This is a scissor fob by Sampler Bird Stitchery, and it comes in a kit. So everything I needed was in this kit. Now I will say I panicked and added more lizard litter, and I regret it because it's supposed to be a more squishy pumpkin. Mine's just a tall pumpkin, and that's okay. It is not perfect. I ad-libbed. It's okay because it's perfect for me. It's beautiful. Isn't that fun? She also has them in a tomato. So, and I have that kit as well. So that was another finish. And then what I can't even say the one I'm most excited about because I'm super excited my sweater's finished. I'm super excited about the quilt jacket, but look what I finished. I finished stitching and fully finished my Stacy Nash gingerbread house from the Jingle Ball last year. Are you ready for it? Hold on, let me tie it up so it's all pretty to show you. Pardon while I tie a little bow. Isn't it so perfect? Here's the back. Mice are fine. I just didn't want it on mine, so I took off the mice and I bumped it over just a little bit and added another spool. I added some buttons. I love it. Okay, here's how the inside turned out. And I did not buy the full kit from Stacy last year. I pieced it together myself, but I did buy the contents of the inside from Blackberry Primitives, which was the wool and this linen. It's not a cross-stitch linen. It's kind of a coarse linen for the finishing of the inside. I added these bows so that I could tie on a hoop and some scissors. I think I'm gonna do a little bit more to fully finish the inside. Oh, there is a button on here as well. It makes me so happy, so happy. I do know that she is going to be selling it at the Jingle Ball this year. So it is worth buying a ticket to the Jingle Ball just to do the shopping, but it's also worth buying a ticket to the Jingle Ball for all the fun things that happen there. And my new starts are Jingle Ball starts. I'm going to show you those next. Hold please. Okay, next new start is the Stacy Nash Jingle Ball exclusive for this gingerbread man. Isn't he cute? There's his front, there's his back, there's his innards. This is this was available as a kit. I don't know if the kit is still available, but the class and the pattern are still available. You need to buy a ticket to the Jingle Ball and then you can purchase the PDF and the class. So I went round and round with myself about the linen choice, and I couldn't find one I liked. I didn't have the linen that she used. And so I was going to dye something. I even bought some Rit dye. And then I went through my fabrics again. I kept thinking, I know I have a brown fabric, could not find it, but I did find this. And I think this is perfect. This is Mink by R&R Linen. And so I have this much stitched. Now, I'm a terrible counter. That's just all there is to it. This should not be difficult, yet this is difficult. Mine is incorrect. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but I don't care. It's okay. It's beautiful like it is. There's still lots to go, as you can see. I still have the face to put on and all of the little accessories to put on. But I miscounted, as I am known for my miscounting, and it's okay. I'm gonna make it work. But that kind of sealed the deal. I am not going to stitch the back. Now, I did obviously delay on stitching the back on the gingerbread house, and I'm glad I stitched the back, but I'm not gonna stitch the back of this one. I'm just gonna do the front. So I'll have it done in a minute. You know, I could probably sit down tonight and finish it. I had most of the called for floss. I just have them stuffed in my pockets, and that's perfect. And then the other new start and the pattern I'm excited about. Let me see if I can find the cover for you. There it is. I am doing the hands-on design perforated poinsettias needlebook. I just thought that was really pretty and unique. And Kathy Haberman has the best classes. Like, she is such a great teacher. Now, I did buy the full kit for this one because I wanted like all the felt, etc. So this is what came in the kit. Can't remember if these are still available. Again, I believe you can buy the class. This was the part I mostly wanted the kit for, is to have all of the felt ready to go, that I don't have to source that. So that came in the kit. This ribbon, there's a pen, some paper, a sticker, and then the perforated paper. Now, the kit did not include floss, so I did have to go dig for floss. I did not have all the called for colors for some reason. It's just DMC, but I was missing some colors. So I'm substituting these three instead of the DMC. This is Color and Cotton Open Fire. This is Color and Cotton Papaya. And this is Old Brick Gentle Art. I think what I ended up using, you'd think I would write it down, were these two. Aren't they pretty together? And I did have the greens and browns DMC. So this is how it's looking. Now, if you have this kit or buy this kit and are gonna start it, pay very close attention to Kathy's details on where to start. She has had Instagram posts and Facebook posts about this. The chart is going to tell you what you need to know, but be sure and go down far enough at the top as instructed, because that is going to be really important for the construction of the needlebook. Isn't that pretty? This is another one. Neither of these will take me long to finish, so I'm very excited about my Jingle Ball stitches. What is today? October 31st, so we're almost November, so I have about a month to get them done. It is not a prerequisite to get all the stitching done, but for me it really helps, because these are the kind of classes I would like to do during the Jingle Ball to actually finish mine. So there's that. Now, other whips. Maybe this is a good time to give you life updates. So after we last talked, I was going to be going to Hilton Head with my second daughter and her family, my grandkids and son-in-law. And then from there, I was going to Dying to Stitch, the retreat. I, in fact, went to Hilton Head, but did not get to go to Dying to Stitch to the retreat. And I am so sad I missed it. My best friend Tam was there. My sweet friend Jenny was there. So many of you that I wanted to meet, and I'm so sorry. But as we had a connecting flight in Charlotte, and as we got onto the plane, my daughter called, and I could tell something was terribly wrong. And there was a sudden death of one of the very good friends of my girls. And Steve and I just didn't even speak on the rest of the flight. We were just in shock, and I needed to come home. So we were able to stay from Saturday to Thursday in Hilton Head, and then we flew home Thursday, went to the funeral with my 2 youngest girls on Friday. Also, last Flosstube, I had mentioned at the end to please pray for baby Shira. So after that, I ended up going down to Cincinnati Children's on 3 different occasions to help take care of the other children and cousins. And baby Shira did take a turn for the worse, and she passed away that same day. So it's been heavy around here. But God is faithful, and but we're just trying to support the families as best we can. So for that reason, I did not get to go to Dying to Stitch. So I hated seeing Pat and Ann and Brenda Gervais and the kit and all of that, but Tam had a great time. So I'm sorry I wasn't there. I hope for next year. It's going to be Stacy Nash next year, so I hope to get there. So I had, we have neighbor grandbabies who live behind us, and 2-year-olds are just little germ factories. Even if you keep them kind of in a bubble, it seems that Ruby picked up some crud just going to playgrounds as much as you wash their hands. Anyway, Ruby caught some crud, which means I caught some crud, and Steve is the only one still standing. Lord, let him keep standing. The parents got it. Graham got it. He weathered it pretty well. And then we either got better and got a second crud, or I don't know. But Graham is currently in the hospital. He started not doing well and needing extra support on Tuesday this week. And his mama and daddy are so good at knowing the signs, and so took him in. He was a little bit septic. I know you can't be a little bit, but he was septic. And so thankfully he responded really well to the antibiotics and hopefully is coming home today. But while we had Ruby that same day, she started throwing up for the first time in her little 2-year-old life. If you know me, as some do, I have a phobia about stomach viruses and puke. Now, I am a mom and a grandma, and I will take the best care of the people, but then it starts being in my head, like, oh no. So poor little Ruby was so sick all night. She and I basically slept on her floor beside her crib with her crying, hold you. And I kept saying, sweetheart, I am holding you. So we had him with the upper respiratory pneumonia crud and her with stomach virus at home. Been super fun week. I ended up getting some antibiotics for my crud because it's gone into a sinus infection. All that to say, I haven't gotten as much stitching done as I ordinarily would have, but I am thankful to be available to help my grandbabies. So Graham's coming home today. Ruby's stomach bug, they can be contagious up to a month. And stomach bugs, I mean, we hate them and they come and go, but they're not usually something that has a lot of complications unless you're a medically complex child. So when he gets home today, Ruby's going to be coming to stay with us for the next probably 4 or 5 days. So probably won't be a whole lot more stitching done, but there'll be a lot of playing and it'll be super fun. So that's been my update in life. So I will show you the little bit of stitching I have done. I was able to get a little bit of time on a peacock, a unicorn, and a badger because I love it so much. This is the chart. A peacock, a unicorn, and a badger, otherwise known as peacorn a lot of times for me. And this is by the Scarlet Letter. I am stitching mine on 40 Count Pub Crawl by Roxy Floss Co. And I'm using the DMC. And look at her, she's coming along. I'm working my way over. I'm trying to do a page finish, but I got a lot of this done and this done. and I'm really enjoying it. I hope to, let's see, where am I on here? I got to here. I am going to finish this page, but then I just really want to work all the way over. I want to get all the way across to the sun. I pretty much love it. I will say it's a little bit hard to stitch on because it's dark linen in 40 count. I think Shelly and Carrie were smart and did a 36 count. I did not, just didn't think of it, but I should have. So I need good light, etc. Speaking of that, I went to the eye doctor yesterday, and this is the second year that I've tried to get like a prescription for stitchy glasses, and I'm having a hard time doing it. Have any of you done that successfully? I want to have like my prescription with extra power for stitching so that I'm not having to add to my glasses. I have a separate appointment with an optician. I have to see an ophthalmologist because of some weird optical nerve things I have, but I'm going to have a separate appointment with an optician, and we're going to try for task glasses. So I would love to know if any of you have done it successfully and any tips or pointers or things I need to ask for when I have that appointment in a few weeks. Okay, so peacock, unicorn, badger. This is the Tiger Lily project folio that I took with me to Hilton Head. And so this is my travel stitching. I took Louisa Coulamore, which I'm trying to be my one thread a day, failing miserably at it, but it's okay. I'm still putting time in it. This is a Bristol sampler. I love Bristol samplers. I love George Mueller and his wife and all they did for the orphans in England to keep them out of the workhouses. And so this is my first one to stitch. I've collected a lot of charts, but this is my first stitch. And I'll show you. I'm pretty excited about it. Dangling thread and dangling needle because I am fancy that way. But look. Isn't it pretty? So I think since I last showed you, I've gotten a lot of this done. It just makes me really, really happy. So where does that leave me? That means I am to about here, like I've done this. So I have a lot to go. Can't wait to get to that crown. I love that a lot. So I worked on that while I was gone. And since I was going to be seeing Brenda Gervais, I packed a daily reminder, which is a birthday sal that Sarah Stitchy Spot and Judy Stitching Bunny and another Judy from Instagram are working on together, and they invited me to join because we all have late June birthdays. So I did get a lot done. Okay, wrinkly, it's been traveling, but look at how it's coming along. Oh, I didn't tell you the linen for the last one. I know it's a Legacy Fiber Arts linen, this one is, and it's an NPI silk that I'm stitching with. How specific is that? I can tell you more if you want to know more. This is a Cedar River Arboreal linen, and I am using the recipe, as Heidi says, Whips and Kits, and that's how far it's coming along. Let's see what that means I have left. Oh, I really don't have that much left. I have the innards of the fence. I have the trees beside it. And I have the rest of the alphabet and border. But I did make good progress on that, I felt like. I took knitting with me as well, because I always do. Oh, this reminds me. And while I was in Hilton Head, my granddaughters, Ellie and Lila, and my daughter, Lindsay, picked up knitting. It made me so happy. My husband kept taking pictures of us on the couch, and I think I posted a couple on Instagram of the girls. Lila is a lefty, so that part was pretty tricky. I still don't know that I taught her well, but Lindsay really enjoyed it. So I would love to have a knitting daughter with me. But so that kind of stopped my stitching time because then they would say, "You want to knit, Chi-Chi?" And I would say, "Yes, I do." So we sat and knit. Okay, what else do I have to show you? I haven't coughed for a few minutes. Okay, this is a crochet project I am doing. It is a crochet along from Legacy Fiber Arts and Treehouse Fiber Arts, which are my sweet friends, Sue and Rachel. And I am using Legacy Fiber Arts yarn for mine. I'm holding fingering weight double. And this is my stack that are thin. Oh, there's a stray I didn't get to. How fun are these? I didn't bring, it's a log cabin something. I'm sorry, I'll try to link the pattern or ask me. And that reminds me, I haven't finished responding to the comments from last time, and I'm so sorry. It's just been wild. But just ask me all the time because I usually forget to link things. But then here's the rest of them. And then these have not been blocked yet, nor have I tucked in my ends. But isn't that going to be fun together? Pretty much loving it. I hadn't touched it for a while. And this week I have just been craving the kind of mindless crocheting. So I've done a couple more blocks, but I haven't added, the pattern does not call for the white or for any kind of border, but I needed them to be broken up a little bit. So I'm adding a border to mine. So I have a few more over on the couch that I haven't added their border yet, but that is what I've been doing in the evenings this week. Okay, other things to show you that I am surrounded by. Hey, you want to do this? Let's do it. I still have not heard from Liz Florum, who was the winner of Emmanuel. Now we are getting close to Christmas. So if I don't hear from you, Liz, and that is Liz Florum 6021, by the next time, I'm going to draw somebody else. So I hope I hear from Liz. Then this was a very sweet gift from Jody of Stitching Ocala in her shop, and she is carrying yarn and cross-stitch things now, and quilting fabric. She's carrying a lot, so go check her out. But she sent these two Moda pouches, one for me, one for you. The word to use was quilt, and Sheila Banks 7105, you are the winner. So please email me information. I hope I'll put below. hobbiesofholly@aol.com in case I don't. Okay, so Sheila, that's for you. Next up is Dolly Fowles for Lion Sampler Tart by Shakespeare's Peddler. And Dolly was the key word to use. And the winner is Sharon Robinson 9958. So Sharon, please email me, hobbiesofholly@aol.com. And then the last one is Merry Halloween Pen Keeps by Stacy Nash, and that goes to J Huntsman 17. So if you 4 would please email me with your address, please be over 18 so that I can ask for your address. I have those for you. Now, I had laid this in my pile because remember when I said I was looking for a perfect gingerbread linen? I just found this today, like a few minutes ago. And I thought, oh shoot, do I start my gingerbread man over? And I thought, no, I'm just gonna pass it along. So if you would like this for Stacy Nash's gingerbread man or anything else, this is called Cocoa by Northumberland Sampler House. I ordered it from England. I haven't found another use for it, and it's just been lying there. So this is 40 count, so keep that in mind. I would love to send it to you. Use the word Cocoa, C-O-C-O-A. Oh, my brain. There, that word right there, Cocoa. Use that. Be over 18. Don't use words, sorry, I'm pointing. Don't use words like giveaway, prize, free, etc. But I'd be happy to give this away for next time. I have had, oh, you know what I'm going to tell you? People ask a lot about this. This is usually draped over that chair right there. I did not make this, I'm going to tell you right now. So I don't know for sure, but my friend Rachel, Treehouse Fiber Arts, thinks this is the Mystical Lanterns crochet pattern. So hopefully that will help you look it up. But do you know how I got this? In a mom's group on Facebook, I love those things, someone was asking if anybody knew a quilter. And I said, well, I quilt. And she wanted a quilt. Want to know how much I would charge. I've never sold a quilt. And I followed her on Instagram, and she was a crocheter. And I loved this. She had one of these on her feed. And so I said, what if we barter? So I made her a baby quilt, and she made me this. So never rule things out. If you're not a quilter or a crocheter, maybe you're the other, and you could trade with somebody. So that's what this is. I think it's called Mystical Lanterns. I could be wrong. If you think it's otherwise, comment below and tell me. I wanted to tell you that for a while. Okay, this is so fun. You people are so sweet to me. I've talked about our love for poo. Graham loves poo. My granddaughter Ellie loves poo. I love poo. And I think I had picked up this kit on Freebie Table. Maybe at StitchCon one year. And I ended up giving it to my daughter Julia. And so many times while Graham has been in the hospital over the past 4.5 years, she has picked this up and stitched on it. Now we ran out of the yarn or the floss in the kit, so we've added, and you can see there's a little bit of color variation in the purple and stuff, but my daughter stitched this. And so it's meaningful to her. It's been laying on a pile on my sewing machine for quite a few months, waiting for me to make a pillow out of it. Well, you know what sparked me on to do it? Sweet Renee asked if she could send me something, and I said yes. Do you know what she sent me? She sent these 2 poos that she had stitched, I think she said like 20 years ago, and asked if we would like them for Graham. I said yes. And she included the fact, she was going to make pillows out of these and never got around to it. So she had backing fabric, contrast fabric, etc. And I just decided to do simple. This was the fabric she sent along. So I finished all of these. And I'm going to take them over there to their house today. Aren't they cute? I'm not good at stuffing a large pillow. Oh, wow, I miss Vanna Pfeiffer's videos online right now, but I do recall a lot of it. And I remember that she really liked Mountain Mist fiber fill. Does anybody else feel like they changed their fiber fill? And it's now just like other polyfills. So I don't know, this one's not bad, but it's just kind of lumpy. It's good. Graham's gonna love it, but I need a better way with the polyfills. I'm gonna try cotton next instead of polyester. But thank you, Renee. These make us so happy. Okay, those are that. Anything else I need to tell you about that? Okay, I'm gonna show you some of my knitting whips. But before I do, I think I saw it on Instagram, and then I was polling my friends Sue and Rachel, and I said, what shoes do you wear with your knit socks? I'm gonna confess, I am a lazy winter person. As I said, I don't button a coat. I rarely wear a coat because I don't go many places, and I'm just like in and out real quick, and I'd rather just be cold for a few minutes than go and wear a coat. I'm ridiculous lazy. And I'm the same way with shoes. Just let me slip something on. I also have this weird claustrophobia with boots. I have to be able to get shoes off really fast. But someone had posted clear boots that they wear with their hand knit socks. And I thought, for real? How fun would that be for people to actually see your fun socks? And so then Rachel mentioned, when I asked them what they wear, Birkenstocks was an answer. And I do have Birkenstock clogs I love, and that's been what I've worn. But Rachel mentioned there are some clear Ugg boots. I don't know if they're still available. Well, guess what? On eBay I found the clear Ugg boots. Now this freaked me out because I thought, is that mold? But it's not. It's like a camouflage kind of on the bottom. I wore these to Costco today, and you can see my socks. Now, I will confess, a phone call cut me off. What I was going to say is I will confess that my sock slid down on the right foot. And Sue says she has that problem with Ugg boots. So I got to conquer that, but I liked it. They're hard to get on, but they're quick and easy to get off. And that's the important part for me. Although I am kind of lazy that I like to just slip something on. But just in case you need a pair, go on eBay. They have lots of sizes. And I found somebody who was like, buy it now or best offer. And I did best offer and asked almost half. I mean, I offered like half of what she was asking, and she said yes. So there's that. Okay, knitting projects. Not very prepared. What is the name of this pattern? Vienna Mitten Set? Vienna Set. I think that's it. Man, if you want to know, I'll put it below, but ask me. And I promise I'll try to answer. So this is a sock. I mean, not sock. This is a scarf I am working on. And it's so fun because it's just round and round. Again, inspired by Sue and Chelsea. I think they both made one. And I am using leftover self-striping. This is Tia's Terrific yarn. And I'm just using my leftovers. And you can see that this was a leftover and then it went into this. And I'm just gonna keep doing that. And I'm holding it double with mohair again. So it's very soft like my sweater. Now, I don't know why this has taken me forever, but it is. Sue has finished 2 since I've got this much done of 1. But I'm gonna keep working on it. It's a really fun, mindless, round and round and round project. So I've put a little bit more in that this week. Thought I would show you that in case you wanted a beginner-friendly yarn knit project. I took a color work class, which again had to miss the last class because I was sick, but I took a color work class and I made this for my granddaughter Ellie, and I've started the second sock. Now, I'm still a newbie and learning things, and I know that you really have to have it loose because the color work can be tight. And so I had Ellie try this on when we were in Hilton Head, and it is pretty tight going on. And so I don't know if she's gonna like actually wear them because she's too scared to pull it up, but we're gonna try. So I'm working on the second sock to that. Chris the Camping Stitcher posted this cosmetic kind of bag from Amazon that she's using for her knitting. Oh my gosh, this tells you. I have tissues stuck everywhere. Just get those out of here for you. So she is using it as her sock bag. So I got one and I am too. This is the first sock I finished. This is what I was working on in Hilton Head. Granddaughter Lila loved it. And she said, "Are those for me, Gigi?" And I said, "Oh, I wish I would have known she had any interest because this is like an adult medium and she's 8, right? 8, 9. And so I need a kid sock size, which I have not done a real kid sock. Ellie's got like my size foot, so it'll be fine. But I did have enough left over that I think I can make her a pair of socks. Do you have a kid sock pattern you like? But I've started on the second one, and this is my car knitting right now. Vanilla sock pattern by Kay Jones, except I'm using Earth Tone Girls Heel, her, can't think of the name of it. Earth Tone Girls, who, you know, I've talked about her book, etc. Her heel, which I love. And I'm using Kay Jones Umbrella Toe, which is my favorite and really all I do. And this is in the crunkled sock pattern of hers. So that's that. Oh, no, one more thing. I'm continuing to work on my 100-acre wood blanket because I've told you of my love of poo. I'm continuing to add on. I'm now on my 3rd row. Look at it. It looks a lot like a quilt on Pooh's bed. So I'm using, you're supposed to use scraps, but I don't really have scraps. So I'm using just yarn, fingering weight yarn. And it is now released. It was Patreon, and now you can get it from Kay Jones Bakery Bear website or Ravelry, I assume. It's really fun. It's gonna take me a long time, but I really enjoy working on it. Okay. I think that's all my projects. Now let's talk about what has come in the mail. Not that much, truthfully. Another fun thing that came. Y'all know my love of Holly Hobby. Do you know my love of Holly Hobby? I really love her. Beth asked if I would be interested in a Holly Hobby chart, and I said yes. Look, she works for a thrift store, Then this came in and she thought of me. Isn't that precious? Thank you, Beth. That sock I showed that was Lila wants one, I got from Mustache Yarn. And I also got these. I don't think I showed you these. I have a love for self-striping yarn for socks. My Tiger Lily subscription came. Isn't that pretty? It probably tells me what kind of fabric it is. Hey, there was snacks in here that I haven't eaten. Yep. The fabric is called Woodland Walk Autumn Berries Collection from Liberty of London. Duh, I love Liberty of London. Look at the inside. These are so my colors. This Life Was Meant for Good Friends and Generous Adventure zippy pouch came with it, as well as these pencils. I'm assuming she had made. There are never too many whips. My soul is fed with needle and thread. Yes, I really do need these cross stitch patterns. Sorry, can't cross stitch by. And oh pickles. I love it when she says oh pickles. Are those pretty pencils? And some bling from Sweet Autumn Stitch. It's still in the bag. Can I get it out? Not easily. Can I show you? It's really pretty. So that came. So I can't wait to load that up with something. Okay, something else fun. Again, my love for Holly Hobby. There is a great Instagram and Etsy that is called Stitching with Bears. This is what it looks like. This is her card, Stitching with Bears. And she makes project bags and other things. And her name is Erin. And look what she posted. These project bags. I hurried as fast as I could and snatched them both. Aren't they perfect? If it's Holly Hobby, I have to have it and I buy it. And I'm trying not to buy so much. But look what she included for me. Look at this Holly Hobby kit. Now I have a couple of Holly Hobby charts that I haven't started because I was like, oh, I gotta pull the chart. I mean, the floss, etc. I would change the ground fabric, but look, that's already done for me. It's a quilt. I should start that. Thank you, Erin. I love it. Makes me so happy. Okay, there's that. I am going to show you some yarn that Sue has recently released. Sue and Chelsea from Legacy Fiber Arts. These were her Halloween yarns, and it's called Outcasts, and it's from the show Wednesday. So this is the fingering, and this is the DK. The fingering is what I'm adding to both my crochet blocks and my 100 Acre Wood blanket. I'm sorry, oh, this is Pugsley, I remember that. This is Furicino. I forget the names, I'm sorry. Are those pretty? And then I got the sock set for Rotwood Cottage because I'm a pink and purple girl. Look at those colors. So that's fun and new. And then I saw that Evertote had some yarn on their website from a project they'd done. I can't even remember what the project was, but yarn on the website, okay. And they were mini hanks of fingering. And that's what I'm using for my 100 Acre Wood blanket. And I thought those were really fun. So I love supporting our Canadian businesses right now too. Oh, you know what? This is my thing I was gonna show you. This is what the chenillet looks like that I showed you from the quilt jacket I made for Stella and Ruby. And so it just looks like this, and you just sew it on, but then when you wash it, or even with your finger, you can kind of make it all fuzzy. So that's what chenillet is. Oh, okay, one last thing. As I said, I wore my boots to Costco today. Our family has collected pajamas for Cincinnati Children's. For a while, we were shipping and delivering to lots of children's hospitals across the country. Since Graham was born, we've kind of had to scale it back to just Cincinnati Children's. unless there are other locals that we can help, or if other people reach out. But when Julia was sick, we learned that if you have a port, you have got to get to an emergency room within an hour if you spike a fever. And most of the time, that's going to then cause you to be admitted. Sometimes it's overnight, sometimes it's for a few weeks. That happened to her more than once. And so she was gifted so many beautiful pajamas the first month she was in the hospital. And she wanted a way to give back. And so she created Julia's Jammies. And so we still collect pajamas, new with tags. And we've done this for 10 years now. And our friends and family buy them, drop them off to us, mail them to us, whatever. And then we package them and sort them by size and deliver them to Cincinnati Children's. Both their oncology is where we started, but now their ICU, their PICU, and even emergency room really love them. And when they start running low, they'll ask if we have any pajamas. And a couple of weeks ago, the cardiac ICU asked if we had any Halloween pajamas because they really wanted to pass them out for the kids in the hospital Halloween, which is today. And so we put out a plea, and so many of you sent pajamas. Thank you so much. But I picked this up at Costco. We collect them all the time, not just for holidays. If you find pajamas on sale and feel led to pick them up and want to send them to us, or if you're local, drop them off to us, that would be terrific. So Julia was 21 when she was diagnosed, but she was treated in a children's hospital. And there are all ages, all shapes and sizes. So we collect from newborn to adults. When I was at Costco, these 2 packs, so it's this set and this set of women's pajamas were $10. And so what we will do is we will separate these into 2, and that way we can give 2 people a pair of pajamas. But I stocked up on these today to take over to her house so that we can get them on to people in the hospital. So if you would like to do that, I've posted about it recently on Instagram. I'm also Hobbies of Holly on Instagram. And I thought I had a link in my bio, but I'm not sure if it's correct. So if you're there and it's not correct, let me know. But if you ever want more information about that, please let me know. We also have hedgehogs, Fisher-Price hedgehogs in our shopping cart because for Graham, when he was born, someone gave us a hedgehog, and it plays music, and it vibrates. And so it was and still is so soothing to him when he went to sleep, when he was upset, etc. So in fact, it's in his hospital bed right now, down there. So those are also there. And then this past year, we added Fisher-Price. We call it Puppy. It's his very favorite toy, and it's called a Crawl With Me toy. And so you pull its sock in its mouth, and it then has you chase it. And that thing has really encouraged him to crawl and get active. And he just loves Puppy. We'll just say, "Where's Puppy?" And he finds it, and it makes him smile. So we've added those. Oh, I feel like I just talked a lot. Thanks for sticking with me. I do have just a little something to read to you. As I've mentioned before, this is one of my favorite books that Bakery Bears, Kay Jones, talked about in the 100 Acre Wood videos. And I'm going to show you real quick the quilt okay, look. So doesn't my 100 Acre Wood quilt kind of give you those vibes? But there are the funnest quotes in here. So I wanted to leave you with this today. "Oh dear, where oh where might a hungry bear finds a smackerel of honey," says Pooh. And the takeaway is, why sit at home with an empty belly when a friend might have some food to share? And with everything happening right now, I just want to encourage you to be that friend. It's time to make sure the food pantries are full and donate money to help feed hungry right now as the holidays come up as well. But with the situation right now with SNAP happening, I just encourage you to be generous and be that friend to share with a hungry Pooh Bear right now. But there's some wise words from Pooh. Okay, thank you for joining me today. I hope you found something interesting in all this mess I've made. And I will see you again in a few weeks. Bye. Okay, a couple more things. First of all, look what else I bought at Costco today and put it up. Not decorated, but that's okay. Things I remembered that I had forgotten. Little Woolie Makes Crochet Cabin Square. It's free. That's the crochet block that I couldn't think of the name. Vienna Set by Petite Knit. That is the scarf I was making, and it comes with a mitten pattern. And Shadow Wrap Heel. That is Denise's heel. This is her magnificent book. You should buy it. But also, she has a free set of tutorials, and on it is her Shadow Wrap Heel. Okay, that's all I'll buy for real this time. Okay, I wasn't done, really. This is Baxter, by the way. He's been asleep, so excuse his face. I always forget to mention Marcy with Amnicon Studios. She has same birthday as me, Marcy. She's working on the Brenda Gervais sound with Sarah and Judy, me, etc.